My guest today is a journalist, publisher, and journalism teacher. He is a lecturer at the Department of Mass Communication and Media Technology, Lead City University, Ibadan, Oyo State. Dr. Waheed Bayonle Busari, welcome to Personality Check. How do you stay up to date with current events and trends?
Well, I think the popular saying is that every man is a product of his environment. I take interest in what goes on around me, in the sense that I have a picture of what I think Nigeria should look like.
Okay.
And you keep on, checking if that picture is realistic or being realized or is likely to be realized. And when you are doing that, you are looking at people who are likely to make that to happen. So you have to take interest. I'm not a politician, but I'm a political animal. I vote.
Okay.
So which means when it is time to vote, I listen to those who put themselves forward to say they want to serve me.
Okay.
And from there, I make my decision as to who I think among the best. We might not have a perfect situation now, but you just have to make do with it.
Okay.
If you cannot be a participant, active participant, you just have to make a choice. They will tell you out of two evils. You have to make the big one. So I think what we have in Nigeria today are several evils. And then we are making a choice out of those evils to see, okay, which one can move us a bit further on our journey. I mean, it's a journey, and it's not a journey of one day. And we should not expect that we should attain perfection in one day. It's not possible.
Okay.
I liken it to you giving birth to a child. The child, lived in the mother's womb, is brought to the world. You have to carry the baby.
Okay.
At a point, the baby will learn to walk. The baby cannot walk in a day. I mean, if you situate our life experiences to that, we know that we have to make accommodation. Give our leaders a measure of benefit of the doubt. If he says he's going to do this, okay, let us believe he's going to do it. Let's be positive about it and encourage him. Even if he thinks, if I intended to do otherwise,
okay.
If you realize that you are looking up to him and you believe in him, that what he said he will do, he will do. There's that likelihood that he might a bit change his mind. If he's not going to do it absolutely, he might do a little.
Okay.
Rather than not doing anything at all. So I take interest in what goes on around me, and I think this forms part of what I discuss in my public engagement.
Happenings within political parties are matters of concern to Nigerians. Do you think there is a political party in Nigeria operating in the real sense of it?
I think I've said this several times, and I've still said it again. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have political parties in Nigeria.
Okay.
What we have are association of individuals, groupings of individuals with momentarily common interests. Momentarily, mark that word, momentarily common interests. If today I think my interest can be best realized in
this
platform A, I go there. And again I say, oh, I've boarded the wrong bus. I check out. And then board another bus. So that's what we have. Individuals who have common interests coming together to pretend to us that they are, operating within a political party arrangement. No. A political party system will tell us that we should have clear-cut ideology. We should have membership who are committed to the party financially and otherwise. That we should have party discipline. And when the majority takes a decision, you must abide. Today, if a child is born in America and you can look into the crystal ball and say, oh, this child is going to be a politician, you can predict where that child will likely be in the next 20 or 30 years. There is likely to be a Democrat or likely to be a Republican.
Okay.
But that doesn't happen here. And why does that happen there? Because they already have a well-formed party system.
Okay.
That draw membership by its own vision, by its own mission, by its own ideology, clearly stated. And you now look at your own ideology and say, oh, this is where my ideology can best be realized. because I share similar ideology with this party. Okay? So it's the parties that are supposed to have an ideology that will draw members who share that.
Similar.
That is it. But we don't have that in Nigeria.
Okay.
If you don't want to go far, you go back to 1998 when we were forming the political party that we had at that time, the Alliance for Democracy, People's Democratic Party, and the All People's Party. We discovered that certain individuals were responsible for the documentation of those three parties, their constitutional manifesto and what have you. And so when you read through them, you find that when you read for AD, we have already read for the remaining two parties.
Mm.
And that's what has happened. So rather than our political parties evolving, they are created.
Mm.
From AD, perhaps just transmuting from AD to AC, from AC to ACM, from ACM to APC. It's only PDP perhaps that has remained constant, notwithstanding the MPP as promoted by Bukola Saraki and co. Okay, but APP moved and became ANPP. But today, I don't know whether the party in its original form is what we have now. Even the PDP, is it the party that we had in its original form than what we have now? And from those three parties, I think AD is still existing.
Yes.
So you wouldn't know whether the current AD is the same AD
Of those days.
or the one that has transmitted to APC. So from there you have several other political parties. You count now, you probably can't up to 100 or whatever. So individual will just wake up one morning and say, okay, I want to register a political party. Not evolution. So our party system has not evolved. And when you don't have that, then you can't say that truly you have clearly defined political parties.
Okay. Relationship between media men and politicians. Which height do you think the relationship shouldn't reach?
I think because of the need to satisfy the theorists that expanded human needs has kind of influenced media practitioners to ignore the politicians, knowing full well that if you are given an appointment, yes, you have a steady source of income. So today, you have media practitioners who will be the one cutting politicians in the hope that at the end of the day, it's either he gets a financial reward or he gets a financial reward by virtue of an appointment. So, in the old days, you had media heads being appointed from established media houses, people who obviously did not push for themselves to be appointed. But today, it's not the same. You know how people are attaching themselves to politicians in the hope that either they get a financial reward or they get an appointment.
Yes.
So, that kind of, created an environment where you can't even say what you read, whether it is true, whether you believe in it or not. So, an example is what is playing out with the president's certificate, university issue and what have you. That you don't even know where the media stand. Where the media is supposed to stand alone, aloof. You read a lot of this, content in our media today, and you feel appalled. That are these people who are supposed to know, who are supposed to educate the society, who are supposed to give direction. Someone will just throw up something and everybody will catch it like a wildfire. Not bothering whether it is the truth, whether it's the right information or not. So today you have a lot of misinformation.
Yes.
Occasioned by relationship between media practitioners and politicians. Because it's like the media is now doing the beating of politicians.
There are insinuations that skills are more important than degrees in today's job market. What is your position on this?
Well, I think the two of them will go together. In advanced societies, they rely more on your skills than on paper. They don't even care at times with whether you have a paper or not. What they are interested in is the skill that you possess. Because what we do jobs are not papers. They are not papers, they are skills. The knowledge that you have, not the paper.
Yes.
And that's today, why Israeli here, that the craze for paper acquisition has led on into several unwholesome practices. Unwholesome practices. I mean, look at the issue of the president's issue, whether he went to university or not. Okay, it's because of our over-reliance on paper qualification. But there is not. So, yeah, you need skills. But how do you acquire skills? It could be latent, and it could be acquired through a formal training. So, which means paper qualification may come handy, but whatever qualification you've had, you have to build yourself up to a level where what you know how to do becomes part of you, and then you become a skillful person.
Okay. Is the Nigerian education system keeping up with the changing job markets?
Yeah, at times people will say that the standard of education in Nigeria is dropping. I will answer and quickly say no. The standard is not dropping. When we look at what we put before our students these days, they are more than what we were exposed to back then. Probably what we should begin to do is to streamline, and then from the beginning identify a particular line that someone wants to go towards. Now someone is interested in language, maybe Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, whatever, and you're asking that before you can admit such a person, you must have credit in English, credit in mathematics. What does you want to do with mathematics? What does you want to do with English? So probably what we should do is that we should begin to look along that line. Clearly from the beginning, identify where is the strength of each individual. And if you want to expose him to formal education, what are his needs?
Okay.
Not that you are placing before him things that he may not necessarily need, and that will now become like stumbling blocks for him to achieve what he has innately that he wants to achieve. So this in some instance have been pushed away people from their intended purpose. So we are keeping, when we say whether we are keeping, yeah, we are keeping with it. Because the world has become a global village. That you cannot say, the products that you are producing in school, whether secondary, university, or whatever, the question you should answer is, who are you producing that product for? Is it for the local market or the international market? Once you're able to identify the consumer of your product, then you know how to tailor the production of that product.
Okay. Let's tweak a bit. What's your favorite pastime?
Wow. I think it's difficult for me to say I have a favorite pastime because I see myself as someone who must keep on working. When I sleep, I still believe that I'm working. I need only to sleep to just reinvigorate myself. But I do listen to music. Okay, I listen to music, especially when I'm driving. Okay, not that I have a particular time and sit down there I want to listen to music. But when I drive, because I drive myself, so I use the opportunity to listen to music. That when I see everything I'm engaged in as something that has to do with every bit of my ability. So I won't say whether this is my pastime or whatever I'm engaged in, that's my problem. Whatever I'm engaged in, I want to do it to the best of my ability. So I don't see that a task is so special, so fantastic than the other task. and take every task on his own merit.
I'm putting you on the spot now. Who has been the most influential person in your life?
Wow. I would say my dad.
Wow.
We had a very robust relationship. Despite the fact that it didn't go beyond primary 2 or 3, I think, back then, he actually valued education. And he gave me every support that I needed. He wasn't the one who dictated what I did for me. He would just ask me questions, what do you want to do? And once I say, yeah, I want to do this, he's ready to go with me. I recall when I was in school, once we want to resume school the first time, primary and secondary school, my dad will ask for my list of books. And you can bet on it that when he's returning home, he will buy all on the list. So from the beginning, he kind of, imbibed that culture in me to want to read. Because if someone has, gone out of his way to get something for you, you must value it. Yes. And the only way you can show that value is for you to make the best of it.
Yes.
So from the tender age, he had exposed me to books. So today, I read everything that comes my way. And people, I even by myself, I marvel about the amount of knowledge that God has endowed me with. There are a lot of things that I know today that no one taught me about them. So I read. So, and when you read, you gain knowledge. Once you read for a purpose, you gain knowledge. So I would say that if I would mention anybody, it would be the one. May God bless his soul.
Amen. What's the most valuable lesson you've learned in life?
Wow, the most valuable lesson I learned, I think I learned it when I was in primary school.
Okay.
I went to St. Joseph Roman Catholic Primary School in Ibadan here, specifically. And during that time, it's not far away from our school was the Wesley College.
Okay.
And we had teachers in training who would come for teaching practice. So there was one of them. Unfortunately, I can't even picture him now, but that memory is still with me. There was one of them who came and then he invited us to the school with him. And I saw at the gate, Wesley College Ibadan, and motto, Bí ẹni tó ń ṣe ìránṣẹ́. And up to today, that sits with me. That you have to live your life as if you are serving people. As how you should serve people. And recently I read a book, A Leader Without a Title. And that book helped me to recall what I learned at that time, at that impressive age. That what is the essence of your living? If you see yourself as boss every time among people, no one will learn anything from you. No one will learn anything from you. So I learned that, and it's something that drives me on daily basis. I don't see myself in terms of age. I don't see myself in terms of qualification. I see myself as a human being that has something to offer to the next person to me.
Do you believe in role modeling and mentorship?
Yeah, obviously I do. And it's unfortunate that we don't have much of that around now. The role modeling and mentoring is like a kind of a roadmap, a kind of a navigating instrument. You want to embark on a journey, you want to grow, there must be something that will be a guide to you. So back then we had people that we looked up to. That, I want to be like this person. A lot of people have influenced you, but I want to be like this person. And at times you even try as much as possible, even dress like the person, conduct yourself the way the person does, talk the way he talks, and all the rest of it, because you want to be like that person.
Yes.
And since you are seeing that person from the positive perspective, you want to see yourself doing things that are positive, because you don't want to disappoint your model, or someone is mentoring you. And of course, if you want to mentor, you can't give what you don't have.
Yes.
You yourself must have certain qualities for you to say you want to mentor another person. Unless your mentoring is going to be on the negative side. Of course, you have negative mentors. I mean, you have people who are taken to criminality, and we have people who are copied and taken after them. It's mentoring. Only that the person may not have consciously done that. But in a way, if the question has to be asked and answered, what led you into it? You might probably say, oh, I saw someone doing it and I thought it was right.
It has been a good time chatting with you and tapping from your wealth of knowledge and experiences, Dr. Busari.
Thank you.
Before we close, what is your message for someone who wants to start out in the media world?
Well, first, you must clearly know yourself.
Okay.
Know your strength. Know your weakness.
Okay.
And answer the question, why do you want to be a journalist? If you want to be a journalist for material acquisition, I'll tell you, look somewhere else. Because material acquisition in journalism will come through, in most cases, on awesome practices.
Okay.
Because the money is not there. But you can have the fame. And perhaps you might be lucky, that fame might bring you money.
Okay.
But if the drive is for money, forget about it. So have the passion, and of course, acquire the knowledge, then get the skill.
Okay. Thank you very much for speaking with me, Dr. Waheed Bayonle Busari.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yes. I am Abdullateef.